Listening to Prime Minister May's assessment of the state of the negotiations.
We are live broadcasting from the Gambia, West Africa. This is iAfrica TV. Wherever you might be getting our signal from, this is iAfrica broadcasting here at the Kairaba Beach Hotel, where the coalition should be meeting today to discuss on issues relating to the 3 years agreement they signed with before taking out the former president Yahya Jammeh. So far so good. The stipulated time should have been 10 o'clock, but as for now, we are having about a few people who have already arrived here, and inside the main hall it is still empty. One of the UDP militant has entered here, Aja, who we try to speak to tell us their ambition, their aim, and the expectation of this, or the results of this, what would be the outcome of this meeting. But for now, she decided to be silent. And here in the Gambia right now, people are anticipating to hear what the coalition have to say about the 3 years agreement they had initially when they joined together to force out the then president Yahya Jammeh. But today, as the population is so anticipating to get the results of this outcome, which would be held today, Saturday, and of course Monday, a 2-day meeting for all the coalition party that formed together to take out Yahya Jammeh. The populace is eager to know what would be the results of this outcome. Literally, the coalition also did sign a 3-year agreement whereby it will be a 3 years transition government to regulate issues and then work on the constitution, work on certain laws that have been favoring the then APRC here, that a general constitution that would favor each an individual in this country, irrespective of your party you supporting. But that has gone for the past 2 years, and we have a year more left to the end of this 3 years coalition agreement. But things are unveiling here in the Gambia. It seems as this 3 years is being not respected, as rumors circulating that the ruling government would have to go to beyond the 3 years, as it is mandated by the constitution that every 5 years the Gambia should be going on the elections. But what would happen here if the coalition should have the agreement, as most of these members who have formed this coalition party are no more into power. We have certain people who have full power into since the election, the 2016 election, but most of them are no more in power. Then this meeting would focus on whether the government is going to, or the people or the coalition is going to honor that 3 years government, and what would happen after the 3 years also, when that is fixed or that is said now, the government must have to respect this 3 years government. Is the to step down, or do we have the national speaker or the vice president taking over mantleship, as the constitution is not yet amended or fully amended? That should say at the end of 3 years there should be elections, as we already know that the Gambian constitution, the 1997 constitution, stated that after every 5 years there must be an election, and then this coalition is going for 3 months. So far, this is what is happening. This is what the population is expecting here at the Kairaba Beach Hotel, where this coalition meeting should be held today, Saturday, and of course rest on Sunday, then come back on Saturday to finish up the meeting, and then get to the public to tell them that now the coalition government has decided to go on a 3 years first time agreement, or to go for the 5 years as mandated by the constitution. But we are expecting a whole lot of people and dignitaries to turn out into this event, as this is a national issue, and iAfrica, we will be giving you each and every meeting or word to word of this of the outcome of this meeting. Wherever you get in our signal from, we remind you that this is iAfrica TV, broadcasting in West Africa, the Gambia, at the heart of Africa. So we are here at the Kairaba Beach Hotel and expecting that the people will turn out. So far, as I said in the initial stage, there are a few people that are already here at the Kairaba Beach Hotel.
Line ba, you ñëw tey.
ñëw tey.
Déedéet.
ëllëg la mooy tey ma.
weeru novembre atum 1994 pour ñun nag daal di wax teewoon nañ bal si koor moom Alaaji Kebe bi mu nag daal di waral daal di sotti bal ci foofu mooy daal jamono
Yes, that is the former Minister of Agriculture coming, Mr. Odi Jallo.
Long time, man. Morning.
Mr. Jallo, what is your take about this meeting?
We are going to have a good meeting. The coalition is meeting after a long time. We didn't meet, but this time we are meeting again to revive our coalition, and I think it will be good for Gambia.
I think this meeting is long overdue, as the population did expect this. Why they want to be so long?
It's better late than never. We are human beings, we make mistakes. There is no perfect human being. So there is no perfect organization. So we are trying to now rectify our imperfections.
Concerning one of the greatest headlines is the presidency. That the
I will not comment on that until we finish the meeting, then we'll make our own statement, a joint statement. I cannot comment on anything that's going to take place at the meeting. Okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. That was the former Minister of Agriculture, Odi Jallo, there, trying to take his part. Yes, Honorable.
Well, Kendi, Queen Denyani, when I come back.
Also, another parliamentarian member from the parliament, member from Bassett there, but he couldn't talk as he's in a form. But you had from the former Minister of Agriculture there, Mr. Odi Jallo, saying he thought they are expecting great things to come out of this meeting. But he decided to reserve his comment about the presidency. See, that is the 3 years signed by the coalition government. This is where every citizen of this Gambia is expecting what would be the results. Is the 3 years going to be really honored, or are they going to follow the constitution which stayed 5 years?
Oh, sorry.
Good morning.
We here live at the Kairaba Beach Hotel, expecting to gather in a meeting of the coalition. But what are the expectations here of this meeting?
Well, the expectations are big, and all we expect is to sit and put our house in order, so that the government, not the people of the Gambia, because I've been climbing the steps. Sorry.
Yep.
So that Gambians will definitely reap the sweat, with what they have sweat for. We have been trying our best throughout these past years, and we will sit and put our house in order. In a nutshell, this is all I can tell you.
But when you say house in order, does it have to do with the 3 years signed by the coalition initially before in 2016, after the 2016 elections?
Well, we have given a time limit, of course, but we will still have to sit down and then put things together and see what is good for the Gambia and Gambian people.
Like you mentioned, the Gambian people have expected this meeting long time ago. But could you tell them what was the main reason this meeting couldn't be held earlier than today?
Well, it's better late than none. Obviously, there is nothing that has kept us back other than busy schedule. Nothing but other than busy schedule. We have been busy trying to, we have been under tyranny for over 22 years. If you recognize this phase has been leading the campaign and how risky it was. So now that we have overcome the tyrant, well, Gambians should expect better for the country. There's no problem.
But this meeting, you are assuring the Gambians that the expectation they gathering to come out of this
should be great. and better for the Gambia. Something good for the country and for the Gambian people. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Other than that, unless after the meeting.
All right.
Thank you. Whatever we come across or agreed upon.
Honorable, good morning.
Good morning.
We are here at the Kairaba Beach Hotel on the coalition party, with the population think it should have been done. But considering it, finally it is here today. What are the population going to expect from this meeting here?
The expectations are going to be very huge, and it's timely also. Because remember, the coalition is formed based on objectives. One of the objectives is to have change in government, and the population has committed, cooperated with the coalition stakeholders to bring down change of government in the country. Having that change, what should come after the change is to change systems that we are not good for the Gambians, change institutions that we are not good for the Gambians, change laws that we are not good for the Gambians. And in doing that, it needs a collaborative effort. We have to do it together, all inclusive. If you go to an extent, we have realized that what we have fought for, or what the expectation was, it is not driving to that direction. It is important that we come together, we put our houses together. We identify the gaps, we try to fill the gaps with the potential ideas, so that what we are targeting, the purpose that brings us together, will be made in a very smooth and professional manner. So that's the reason why we have come together to review ourselves, to review our deeds, and to see how best we can do to plan for better for the country.
Honorable, of course, the major headline here is the 3 years agreement signed by the coalition, whether to be honored today or not to be honored. As, of course, our people outside there are expecting to hear what would be next.
We have come together to think about it, link it to the aspiration of the Gambians, the expectation to the Gambians. All of us, we have people behind us. They have spoken to us. We have spoken to them. We convinced them that if change occurs, we're going to rule for 3 years, transitional. Then after, we'll come back to you. The ball is in their court. The Gambia is theirs. The powers is theirs. They have spoken to us. That's why we came together. But when we spoke together, after the meeting, the outcome, that the time we can come out, either we are going to maintain the 3 years or we are going to change our mind. But our mind is linked to the mind of the electorate.
We talk about as a lawmaker, Honorable, the Constitution, the 1997 Constitution states that at every 5 years, but here the coalition government did sign for 3 years. Which one are we going for? Are we going in line with the Constitution, or you are going to get back, give the ball back to the people again to do their role?
The Constitution is Gambia. Gambia is bigger than anything in the Gambia. The coalition is some Gambians. So if some Gambians spoke and all Gambians speak, we are going to balance. Are we going to balance? The Constitution is the entire Gambia. The coalition is some Gambians. So now we are going to balance to see, are you going to take the word of entire Gambia, or we are going to take the word of some Gambians? That's the purpose why we are meeting.
Honorable, my final question with you would be: how many people thought that most of these coalition members waited until they were out of power? When they were removed out of power, they decided to come with this meeting. They think they should have did this when they were in power. But why wait until they are removed out of power?
Well, I have not seen it in that angle. This meeting was planned almost a year ago, when all of them were in power. All those are dismissed today. They were all in power. In fact, the meeting was summoned by the then Vice President, High Excellency Fatoumatta Jallow Tambajang. We all received our letter, but it's unfortunate that we couldn't have time to meet, because the coalition meeting is a difficult meeting. It cannot take at the absence of 2 or 3 people. We have all of us to be together so that to take an unanimous decision. So that's why we couldn't have at that time. This meeting should, I think initially it was announced that it should take place on the 11th.
Yes.
But today it's taking place today. Why? Because on the 11th, it coincides with circumstances that everybody was not here. And this is a decision that doesn't concern only 2 or 3 people, but it concerns all the stakeholders. And today we expect all the stakeholders will be here to make a decision.
Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
That was the Honorable Parliament member from Basse taking his thoughts on the outcome of this meeting. But what most of them are avoiding is to conclude on the outcome of the meeting, or whether the general public should be expecting that they are to rule out that the ruling government should respect the 3 years government, the 3 years agreement, or go on the 5 years. He said the constitution or the people obviously would have to decide on their own. In that black Range car, that was the former Vice President, Madam Excellency, Madam Fatoumata Tambajang there, coming out of that car. What a lovely car there.
Let's see if we can have something.
We will try to see whether we can have.
Good morning, how are you?
I'm fine, ma.
Nte comfortable mal. Fama tal jil.
Yeah, bon.
Some.
Ma, good morning.
Good morning.
Well, welcome to the most anticipated meeting here at the Kairaba, where the coalition are meeting with you yourself, someone. But why now?
Well, now we have been meeting. This is the meeting of the General Executive, but we have been meeting over the years internally, and we've been contributing to governance, peace building, for social cohesion, crisis management, and also supporting our government, because it's a coalition government, it's a government, and today we are meeting to review where we are and see where we are going to the way forward, the best way forward for the coalition and the government and also the country.
Does it have to do anything with the 3 years assigned initial?
We are going to discuss all the issues, all the challenges. It's a new institution. Rome was not built in a day, so we don't expect the coalition to just be born and be up and running. We will have teething problems, but the important thing is that we are together in spirit and the letter of the coalition. That is to nurture our very hard-won collective democracy that we voted for, and we have to protect and nurture by being one, as one nation, one people, with one objective. That is the country to be stable, for us to have democracy, equal opportunities for everyone, and also to particularly to have the reforms that the coalition had ushered and is being adopted, was adopted by the government as the agenda for reform.
Would the stakeholders, that's the general population, have a say in a stake in this after this meeting? Would you get back into them as the constitution and the agreement are not in part? In contrary, this one say 3 years, while the constitution say 5 years.
No, we are not only talking about the memorandum of understanding. We are talking about the institutional challenges, the achievements that we have made as a coalition, and the best way forward. The memorandum of understanding is going to be just a part of it, but we are not meeting solely to discuss the memorandum of understanding. And of course, we are going to engage the media. That's why you are here today. We are going to engage the media. At the end of the meeting, we will disseminate the information, so that, because this is a concern to everybody, and everybody has a stake in it. So we will be happy to share it with the nation. Otherwise, we are here to serve the nation to the best of our, not to the best of our interest, but for the supreme interest of the Gambia, which is our nation.
After this 2 days meeting, would the general population be expecting a joint message that will be sent by the coalition?
Yes. We will have not a joint statement. It's going to be one statement. We will have the communique. We'll send it to our flag bearer, His Excellency President Adama Barrow, who is our flag bearer and our President of the Republic of the Gambia. We will look at it together, discuss it, and have a common ground. And then he is the President. He is the one who is going to address the nation. He's going to give a press statement or any other form of media outlet he wants to use.
Madam, finally, can you clarify here, because many people out there are thinking that this meeting is formed to witch hunt the president?
Never. We will never. How can we witch hunt somebody of our own? We elected His Excellency President Adama Barrow. He is our flag bearer. We are working with him. The coalition is a coalition government. How can we witch hunt? First of all, we are not of that nature. The reason why people trust us is because we have our credibility, we have our dignity, and we are not serving ourselves, we are serving the nation. That's why we fought and put our lives at stake to remove Yahya Jammeh, have democracy, usher a government of national unity, and now we have to just walk ahead and do what is best for the country. It's not a witch hunting. We will never witch hunt. We are looking at how do we do? What do we do? As collectively, that's why you see everybody is here, to show you the spirit of the coalition. All the stakeholders are here. Those who are not here may have had, perhaps, for instance, my co-chair is not feeling well, Honorable Dembo Bojan. He will not be here, but otherwise, you will see many of them, the majority of them here.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, and it's good to see you again. Thank you.
That was the former Vice President of the Gambia speaking to iAfrica there on the aims and objectives of this meeting. But it could be a rest of her that or the government that this is not a witch hunting of the president, but instead way forward on taking or reviewing our constitution, the success they have as a coalition government, and what come next after this meeting for the general public. Yeah, good morning, Honorable Musa Sonko. You are here to attend the meeting. But first of all, can you tell us why do you think this meeting is so important?
This is important, of course, because this is the first meeting after when we set up the government. This is the first meeting of the coalition. That's why it's very important.
Can you tell us, many people are thinking that it has to deal with mostly the 3 years you people signed as a government here when you came into the 2016 by elections here?
No, that's not the main purpose of the meeting. There are a lot of other things that the importance of it preceded the 3-year period. Though the 3-year period would be reviewed, it's generally to review the stance of the coalition and the way forward for the coalition. The 3 years, though, will be reviewed because that was our commitment. But we have to review, put a lot of factors into consideration now to ask ourselves whether all what we have promised the Gambian people we are able to attain within the 3 years or so, and what is the way forward.
And in the event that inside the whole day, some of the people will be in line with the 3 years, whilst others will be against it, and together with the constitution that said that we have in a 5-year election at every after every 5 years, you have signed 3 years. What do you think would result when this topic will raise?
The 5-year applies to a normal election period. This is a transitional period. It is based on a transitional arrangement. You know, there is transitional arrangement provisions in the constitution. This is a transitional arrangement consented to by all the parties and the flag bearer himself.
The flag bearer, who is obviously Adam Barrow.
The president.
Yes, we have him working on certain projects. We will not allow the 3 years to finish up those jobs. Is this coalition government going to give him the extra 2 years to continue that plans of development you people as a government has started it?
That's why I say the overriding priority is the Gambia. When we have set ourselves tasks within these 3 years that we want to accomplish. In the reality, when we look at the reality, because all what we have set for is in the best interest of this country. When we feel that we have, that's why this meeting is very important. First, we are going to review our programs. What have we set? What have we told the Gambian people that we are going to attain within this 3-year period? Have we attained that within this 3-year period? If yes, then we see what we are going to do. If no, we also see what we are going to do. Then from there, we'll come back to the Gambian people. This 3-year period is only between us. We have set ourselves that we are going to accomplish a lot of reforms within these 3 years. This is not an agreement between us and any Gambian or anyone. This is a task we have set ourselves that we have certain priorities. There are certain reforms that we are going to do within these 3 years. The reality is, are we able to do these these reforms within these 3 years? Because some of those reforms that we intended to do have not even taken shape yet. So that's the reality. Every Gambian should also ask yourself.
Well, in the event where the coalition have already fallen apart, we've seen some people who have started this coalition in power and now are no more in power. And then the meeting coming at a time when most of the people who started this coalition are no more in power. Is there a fear that these 3 years could be implemented and not the constitution?
The 3 years is not the priority of this coalition. The priority of this coalition is the Gambia. The Gambia is the priority, and the priority and the wishes of this coalition representative is not position. We are not, moved by position. Position is not our problem. We have all come together as stakeholders for the interest of this Gambia. So position is not the problem. The problem is Gambia. Today also we are going to, when we get back to the table again, we are going to look at Gambia. What is best for the Gambia is what we are going to do.
So in the event that this meeting is finished, are you going back to the people and let them do their wish or say their wish on what or how they want this government to go?
Before we get to the people, we must come back. We will inform the press. You will know. The press will be the first to know what decisions we have taken at this meeting, and then later, it's the right of the people to know. We have our representatives all over the country. We have our coalition representatives all over. They will know. This message from here will be filtered through the grassroots level. They will also disseminate the information to those who deserve having the information.
Finally, we talk on a general word of the people or stakeholders who are to attend this meeting and the people outside. What message do you have for them after so much anticipation and expectation of this meeting?
This meeting is not a witch hunting meeting. This is a meeting to review the stance of this coalition and pave a positive way for the Gambia. There is no antagonism among the coalition members. We are the coalition executive members. We are a family. Gambia is our problem. Gambia is the cause of the Gambia that we came together as a coalition. So that factor and that fact still remains.
Thank you, Honorable.
Thank you.
That was the former ambassador of Gambia to Guinea-Bissau, Musa Sonko, and also the second in command at the NRB party, saying that this is not a witch hunt, that the meeting is not a witch hunt for the President Barrow. As we say, we will try to talk to more and more as they come in, as one after the other are arriving here at the Kairaba Beach Hotel. iAfrica TV, live broadcasting from the Gambia, West Africa. Yes, like we said earlier. Good morning, Honorable.
Good morning.
We greet you and welcome you on Africa.
Yes, I greet you too, my brother.
We are here gathered at the Kairaba Beach Hotel for the most anticipated and most expected meeting from the coalition government. And today, right here, you talk to the general world. What are we expecting to be the results of this coalition meeting?
Well, what you people are expecting is the same thing what you people were expecting during when we were organizing this, yes, body. Yes, and that is, yes, we are just going to discuss as mature leaders and in peace and harmony and try to find the way forward. And we will find the way forward.
Why is it so important?
Yes, I think this meeting is very, very important. And it was supposed to happen long time ago. This meeting is overdue because normally after 6 months the coalition body should have met and discussed, and also or after the 4th year, but it was not done due to circumstances whatsoever. Yes.
It has a clause in it whereby the many people thought dignitaries or certain people waited until they were out of power that they decided to call on this meeting and focusing it as a witch hunt to the president.
Well, you know, I don't think that is a witch hunt because, we with the president together came as a coalition. And, well, this meeting, I could say, is a very important meeting for the Gambian people, and especially the youths of this country, because they are the ones who voted us in power. And they want to know. They want to know also because there was an agreement which people are saying, the 3 years. And also the constitution said 5 years. So, and my fear always is, if we have to say President Barrow have to leave office after 3 years, then the rest of the 2 years, who is going to run the office? And what guarantee do we have that after that 2 years, we will not have problem with that individual to hand over power to the civilian people again? So, to minimize all this problem, I think, and I believe, and it's my stand and my party stand, that the constitution of the Gambia must be respected. And the constitution says 5 years, and that is my stand today, that President Barrow have to rule the country for 5 years. Then we will all go back to the polls 2021 and face it. Whosoever wins, then is the president.
We understand that this meeting also is going to focus on discussion of various issues, including youths, who are mostly described as the backbone and future leaders of this country. You've been the ambassador of the youth, or spearheading the youth folk of this country. At what guarantee are you going to assure that the youth are also considered?
Well, I believe also that youths have to be given also position in this government. And also the young people have to see themselves in this government, because they are the cream of this country and they have done a lot. And Gambia got an opportunity that so many countries don't have, because our young people, we have 70% of young people, and that is a bright future for this country. So we have to nurture these young people. We have to give them the opportunity. And I believe, because every time when I discuss with President Barrow, he told me about the young people. And his aims and objectives, he based it on the young people. And I believe that President Barrow is coming to make a U-turn very quick to look at the young people, their problems, and their aims and objectives. So the young people will be seen also in this government.
What would be your advice to the stakeholders that will be gathered inside to talk and review and discuss on issues matter to the Gambian people?
Well, I believe that my advice is, first of all, peace. Because anywhere there is peace, there is a healthy nation. We don't need to fight one another, because when we were doing it, we were united. But now it's more important to be more united,
to stand and fight the future of this lovely country. So we should not sit trying to blame one another. The blame game have to be put aside. The country is more important and the country is bigger than all of us. Leaders comes and goes, but the Gambia remains. So let's maintain this peace that God have given to us. And let the young people know that the country belongs to them. Let them maintain peace. Let no leader make them to go to the streets burning T-shirts of different political parties or the president, burning pictures. This is totally disrespectful and is totally unacceptable. We fought for this lovely Gambia. And this peace that we are enjoying today, this freedom that we are enjoying today, nobody will jeopardize it. No matter who it is. As I always said, Chere Barrow bi kenn du ko fi xeñamal. We all voted for Barrow in power. Chere bi kenn du ko fi xeñamal. Bañuñ ci nanga def ñu ngi tane. Yes. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable.
Thank you so much.
Yes, I want to take a few minutes of your time. Yes, how are you, sir? Yes, I'm fine. Okay, so I'll just do a quick introduction.
Good morning, Paul Marfal. Welcome to iAfrica TV.
Yes, thank you very much.
We are here on the much anticipated coalition party, which many Gambians thought should have been held long before. What are we expecting?
Well, we'll see what's going to happen. It's been a long time we haven't met, and today we are going to meet after several months. Then let's see what's going to happen.
The areas of discussion, could you mind leveling one or two issues that the coalition government want to focus on here today?
Well, I don't know much because we've not been in touch for a long time, and I don't know what the agenda is.
But do you think the Gambians' hopes would be fulfilled or would rise more after this 2 days meeting?
Absolutely, absolutely. The coalition have been a very good force and coming together, and all the Gambians supported it. That's why the change happened. So at least we'll meet again and we'll see what we'll do for the best of the country.
The major headline surrounding all social media is the 3-year sign agreement, in contrary to the 5 years of the 1997 Constitution.
Yes, but we'll see what's going to happen. We haven't met yet, so I reserve my opinion for the moment.
Okay, General, finally, what would be your advice to the general stakeholders that will be batting inside that hall to discuss on matters relating and affecting the Gambia as a nation?
Why not we wait until we have a meeting and then we'll come back and then we'll come back.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
freedom that we are enjoying. So this is your panel. This is your view. This is the result of our president. Thank you. Well, I believe because we all believe in democracy. Because right now, we cannot hold president because we know how to respect so at one point, look, there are so many projects in place, and we are not there. For example, the view of the PRRs, etc., etc. So that cannot be completed in 3 days. And people can say, yes, what of that is someone else can complain and so on and so on. We are not going to be getting this constitution like when we dictate our songs. We are not going to do it. Yes. Why don't we get the right? Yes, and we don't do that. And I think they want and freedom. So let's make it. Thank you so much. I love this.
Well, viewers around the world, wherever you might be getting our signals from, we said initially that we are transmitting from the Gambia, West Africa, iAfrica TV, in the much anticipated coalition meeting held here at the Kairaba Beach Hotel. We can vividly confirm to you that the meeting is already on in a closed door meeting where the media is not allowed in. But as you rightly heard from views and comments of different political stakeholders, that this coalition meeting would be a review of various issues, including the major headline, that is the 3 years. As of now, all major stakeholders concerning or that form this coalition party are in, except one political stakeholder, which is the PDOIS. PDOIS, as initial after the 2016 elections, have always been taking a backseat when it comes to this coalition government, and today they are not present here at the meeting. So right about now, it is the meeting is already on in a closed door, headed by the former vice president of this country, Tambajang, and then other stakeholders are gathered there inside the hall. And before we hand over signals to our main studio, which we will surely come back if the need arise, we are saying thank you very much for being out there and watching iAfrica TV. Keep watching iAfrica TV to give you live updates of the outcome of this meeting here at the Kairaba Beach Hotel.
Fear over electoral rigging rocks Zimbabwe as the country.
Yesterday, after listening to Prime Minister May's assessment of the state of the negotiations,
Ngode tulolo fenna ka kesen jang konte mamoy Ngode tulolo fenna ka kesen jang konte mamoy Ngode tulolo fenna ka kesen jang sama bala dija wala ka kesen jang Ngode tulolo fenna ka kesen jang yo no lu mental wala ka kesen jang Ngode tulolo fenna ka kesen jang sama bala dija wala ka kesen jang Ngode tulolo fenna ka kesen jang yo no lu mental wala ka kesen jang ngamoyle sai fana ngamoyle chai fana ngamoyle fenna kumata ilbo ma fanta bi ma fanga kesenjang.
Dakar dieta.
Ngode tulolo fenna ka kesenjang.
Dakar nenna.
Ngode tulolo fenna ka kesenjang.
Sama bala gija, wale ka kesenjang.
Ngode tulolo fenna ka kesenjang.
Yo no lu mental, wale ka kesenjang.
Ngode tulolo fenna ka kesenjang.
Sama bala gija, wale ka kesenjang.
Ngode tulolo fenna ka kesenjang.
Yo no lu mental, wale ka kesenjang. Lai bolule, fene kali kesenjang. Kuma fene kali kumaja, kulo fene kali kesenjang. Lai bolule, fene kali kesenjang. Kuma fene kali kumaja, kulo fene kali kesenjang.
Hai maribita, iman sandangula, atabailam maribita, iman sandangula, ataje, pada bali bije, preso fefo, taje, pada bali bije, preso fefo. Ngode tulolo fenna ka kesenjang.
Sama bala gija, wale ka kesenjang.
Ngode tulolo fenna ka kesenjang.
Yo no lu mental, wale ka kesenjang.
Ngode tulolo fenna ka kesenjang.
Sama bala gija, wale ka kesenjang.
Ngode tulolo fenna ka kesenjang.
Yo no lu mental, wale ka kesenjang. Konte mamoy.
Ngode tulolo fenna ka kesenjang.
Konte mamoy. Ngamoyle. Saim fana ngamoyle. Ngamoyle. Chaim fana ngamoyle. Mata sela ngamoyle. Saim fana ngamoyle. Alimbula ngamoyle. Chaim fana ngamoyle.
I couldn't tell him down or deny. I couldn't tell him down or deny. I couldn't tell him down or deny. Nima couldn't tell him down or to J. I couldn't tell him down or deny. I couldn't tell him down or deny. I couldn't tell him down or deny. Nima couldn't tell him down or to J. I couldn't now. Whoa. Atopoji.
Kairabakola wouldn't say wo. Kairabakola